plan today, Sam. It really worked out well. Vicar Garth is here, and we talked about stewardship, and we have a really good, I think, plan for stewardship coming up. But I was really thinking, as we were talking, people move around a lot these days. Have you ever had to move?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
A bunch of times? What was it like?
Well, every time I've done it, I said I never want to do it again.
You never wanted to do it again. Did you move from an apartment to a house?
We moved from a condo to a house to a second house.
To a second house, because your family grew and you got bigger, right?
Yep.
How about you, Garth? You're in the National Guard, and the Army likes to move people around all the time.
Yes, they do. I've been moving pretty much my whole life. Like, even when I was a baby, we moved, and then I moved again when I was a kid, and then we moved again. And then I had to move to school, then to seminary, and then I moved to New Jersey, and here I am.
And here you are with it. And sometimes I imagine when you've been in training or doing the 2 weeks that you have to do, you move with everything you have on your back.
Just about, yeah. Sometimes everything you use to cook and eat and sleep, like you need to bring with you along, which can make it even more tricky.
Make it more tricky. Well, I was thinking about that because today for Sunday school, we're going to talk about the story of the call of Abram. Now, Abram was one of the ancestors. Remember, we left off with Noah and the ark, and they had landed and found dry land, and then the world began to be populated with Noah's family, and they grew and they grew and they grew, and one of them was a gentleman named Abram. And Abram lived in Ur, and then his family moved to Haran. And I always wondered, where is Haran? I wonder, where is Haran?
Isn't it in South Jersey?
And no, that's Hamilton.
Okay.
Oh, Justin, thank you. I know what you're
Justin.
saying. Hi, Justin. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, why don't you take a seat, guys?
Have a seat. Face me. Okay. Oh, yeah. Siri heard me say face me.
Well, technology's kind of neat, but sometimes it's tricky.
Sometimes, there we go. Let's see here. There we go. You know what I did? I went to Google Maps. And Haran came up, I think. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. And while you can't see it very well in the video, you'll be helped with it, though. It's right here. Abram was there. And he heard God call him. And God said to him, Abram, I want you to pack up and take all your things and go to the land that I promised you, which was Canaan. So he went from there, and he went all the way down to there. But he listened to God, and he packed up all his things. And what do you think he took with him, Anthony?
Everything for when he was traveling.
Everything that he needs to travel with. And Justin, how do you think he did that? This was a long time ago.
He walked, even though it was very hard because the deserts were very, 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 very hot.
Right, he had to walk across the desert. So what kind of animal helps you walk across the desert?
A camel.
A camel. So what he did is he packed up all the stuff that he had. All his household possessions, all those who lived in his household, put them on camels, took his wife Sarai, and his nephew Lot. And they moved. And they walked through the desert to the land God promised them, called Canaan. And God said to Abram that he would be, what was he going to be? Going to be blessed.
Oh, yeah.
That God will bless him. Pretty cool, huh? Wouldn't you like that? Hey, Sam, we need you to move now. Take everything you have plus your nephew and go to this place and I'll bless you.
Have to do it.
You have to do it. And then God said to Abram, because you did this and believed, all the nations are going to be under you. I'm going to make you great in the nations. And then if you look up at the stars, that's how many people will believe. And so Abram went and he traveled to Canaan. And he went and then he walked up and down and God kept sending him to Shechem and all these other places. And it was because he believed that God blessed him. Pretty cool. What are some blessings that you have? Garth, what are some blessings that you have?
Well, I have a lot of blessings here in New Jersey. I mean, not only there's the sun and the beach, but there's also the community and a lovely house to live in, and plenty of friends, and even Pastor Pete. Lots of blessings around.
Anthony, what do you have as a blessing?
Um,
I know, I looked at Justin. Anthony, what do you have that's a blessing?
as of how God created the world.
God created the world. How about you, Justin?
My family and cousins and aunts and uncles, all my friends, and the town I live in, the state I live in, and the beaches, and yeah.
A lot of blessings, huh? That God shares with us. And now, I think my blessings, one, the beautiful day, my family, the two of you. Because remember, I've known the two of you for how long? Since I could hold you in my arms?
Since we were born.
Since you were born. That's a blessing. Sam, what are your blessings?
Oh gosh, my husband and my family, our home that we share together, all the wonderful places to go see and eat in New Jersey, food that we have on our table. There's so many.
There's so many. So, as numerous as the stars. So, Abram listened to God and was blessed and traveled to Canaan, and God made that his land. Next week, we're going to hear another part of the story of Abram when his name is changed to Abraham because he believed God. And Sarai, whose name becomes Sarah, and how they welcome some interesting visitors to their house. Okay? Enjoy Sunday school and have a good week, everybody. Everybody turn around and say goodbye. See you next week. Bye-bye.
And the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and..." Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Virtual Sunday School for Sunday, October 4th. I was so busy reading my Bible that I didn't even see you come in. I've been so busy preparing for a trip I'm going to take soon. My family and I are going to go camping this weekend. I decided that since I'm going someplace new, I should take some time to ask God for directions before I go. As you can see, I have lots of stuff ready to take with me when I go. I hope I don't forget anything. What kinds of supplies do you take when you go on a trip? I have my tent, sleeping bags, lanterns, water, a really good book, and my phone. We are going on our trip by car, but for other trips we might take a train, a boat, or an airplane. I bet most of you don't walk when you have to travel a long distance. Well, in today's story called Abram's Call, you heard about a man named Abram and his wife Sarai. God told them to leave their home and go to a new land. They had to walk a long way in hot, hot weather. Even though Abram got tired and hungry on the trip, he never stopped trusting God and asking for God's direction. We can still ask God for help whether we're going on a long trip or just going to school for a day. God will always be there to guide us. Today's story is found in the first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis. It's about a family, Abram, Abram's wife Sarai, and Abram's nephew Lot, who left their home and went on a long journey. Even though their trip was not easy, they had many reasons to thank God. When God called Abram to go on his trip, he was already 75 years old. Some people may have thought he was too old to pack up his family and his belongings and go on a long trip, but God promised Abram a new home in a land called Canaan. Do you think he was happy and excited, or scared and sad to be leaving his home? Maybe a little of both. Have you ever had to move to a new town or home, or even just going to a new school? It can be scary. I remember when I moved away from home to go to college. I went to college far away in Indiana, and I didn't know anyone before I went there. It was scary to move to a different state away from my family and my parents. But soon I made new friends, and I was able to do so many fun things. I miss being home with my parents and my family, but I was thankful for my new friends and that I was able to have so many great new experiences in a new place. I'm sure Abram was a little scared to do what God was telling him also, but Abram trusted and obeyed God. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 2, God said to Abram, I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. Let's say that Bible verse again, but add some actions. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. Great job! Let's watch this video about Abram. You will notice in the video that Abram is also called Abraham.
Stories of the Bible. Abraham and Lot. This is Abraham. When Abraham was younger, he was known as Abram. Abram lived in a place called Haran. One day, God told Abram, leave your home with your family and go to a place that I will show you. So Abram traveled with his wife Sarai, their nephew Lot, and the rest of their family. The new land that they made home was crowded. Abram said to Lot, let's not fight. Is the whole land not before us? Let's split up. You go one way, and I will go the other way. So Lot looked to the left and to the right. He saw that the land of Jordan was well taken care of, so Lot chose to go the way that looked better to him. He took his family and they settled in the beautiful land, near the town of Sodom. Abram took his family and they moved the other way. Then one day, God said to Abram, look up. All the land you see will be blessed. I will give it to you and your family forever. Abram received the promise and the blessing because he was faithful.
Have you ever heard the phrase, count your blessings? What does it mean to count your blessings? To count our blessings means to pay attention and be thankful for what we have rather than to complain about what we don't have. When we do that, it's easier to be thankful to God and to remember to say thanks. Not only do we feel happy when we count our blessings, but whenever we say thank you to God, it makes God happy too. God blessed and led Abram, and Abram trusted God. God blesses us and leads us too. Like Abram, we can trust God to take good care of us and lead us through our lives. When God blesses us, we experience God's love. And when we can be a blessing to others, we share that love with others through our actions and words of encouragement and support. We have so many things to be thankful for that are blessings, things to thank God for, more than we can even imagine. Let's think of some things that we want to thank God for today. Justin, can you help me think of some things to thank God for? Okay, who made the world?
God.
Who gave us all the wonderful people who love us?
God.
Who made the amazing animals?
God.
Who made each of us special?
God.
And gave us, that's right, and gave us our unique talents and gifts?
God.
Who made our bodies healthy and strong?
God.
God made an incredible world, and we have lots of reasons to thank Him. As Abram and his family traveled on their long and hot journey, they stopped along the way to take time to thank God for helping them. A blessing in my life is my family. Justin, can you tell me a blessing in your life?
A blessing in my life is my family and my cousins and the aunts and uncles.
Great! Are you able to take a picture of everyone at home? Are you able to take a picture of someone or something that is a blessing in your life? Send me a picture of your blessings. I would love to see them. Our craft today is to make a thankful tree. This can be a great craft for the entire family to do together. There are two ways you can make your tree. You can go outside and gather some sticks and branches. This is one that our Sunday school class did a couple of years ago. And what they did was they got some branches from outside, and they put them in this pot, and they put rocks in there to keep it in there steady so it wouldn't fall out. And then you can cut out leaf shapes, and then each member of your family can glue what they are thankful for onto the tree branches. What our Sunday school kids put were things like family, parents, whales, food, trees. The other way you can make your tree is to use paper and draw a tree on it like we did here. And then you can glue leaves on it with what you are thankful for. So we put family. I'll put that on there. And Justin put that he's thankful for my family, cousins, aunts, and uncles. So we'll add that to our tree. Okay. After we are done, the tree will be transformed of all of our gifts from God. But don't add leaves to your tree just today. A great idea is to keep adding more and more leaves to your tree as you think of more things that you are thankful for. You can keep this somewhere in your house where you can see it as a daily reminder to be thankful to God for your many blessings. There's one more part to today's story. After Abram's long journey, he built an altar out of a lot of stones to say thank you to God. An altar is a big table. Why did he do that? He did that because he wanted to honor God, and he was thankful to God for helping him. Here's a picture of the altar we have in our church at St. Paul. Our altar is a big table that holds the bread and wine for the meal of Holy Communion. Altars in other churches may be very fancy or even very plain. Sometimes they have Christian symbols on them, like ours has a cross. Some of them are very old, some are newer. Our altar is made of wood. It is from when the church was built around 1970, which may seem old to some of you, but compared to altars in other churches, it really isn't old at all. I'm not going to ask you to build your own altar at home, but for a snack, you can try to build your own altar. Anthony, come on over here. Anthony and I have some graham crackers that we split in half, and then we're going to put a bigger piece on top that we top with candy in the shape of the cross. Okay, let me show that to you a little closer. You can use anything that you have at home to build your altar. Come closer. Before you eat your altar, don't forget to say thank you to God for your many blessings. Let's close with a prayer. Dear God, thank you for all that you've given us. Thank you for guiding us when life is scary and uncertain. Every day, help us to remember to trust in you as we travel through life. We give you thanks by praying to you and sharing your love. Amen. Thanks for watching Virtual Sunday School this week. I'll see you again next time. Bye.